The Witch by Mary Elizabeth Coleridge, 1861 to 1907. I have walked a great while over the snow, and I am not tall nor strong. My clothes are wet and my teeth are set, and the way was hard and long. I have wandered over the fruitful earth, but I never came here before. Oh, lift me over the threshold and let me in at the door. The cutting wind is a cruel foe. I dare not stand in the blast. My hands are stone and my voice a groan, and the worst of death is past. I am but a little maiden still, my little white feet are sore. Oh, lift me over the threshold and let me in at the door. Her voice was the voice that women have who plead for their heart's desire. She came, and the quivering flame sunk and died in the fire. It never was lit again on my hearth since I hurried across the floor to lift her over the threshold and let her in at the door. Okay, so this poem is by Mary Elizabeth Coleridge. She was the great-grandniece of Samuel Coleridge Taylor. And she was an author and a poet. Her family were quite a rich family. She was born, I think, in Hyde Park Square. And family friends included Robert Browning and Alfred Lord Tennyson. Okay, so what's this poem about? Well, it's about the witch. It's about a witch, and it's a story, but it's very enigmatic, about a witch walking through the snow. And I think she comes across a house and she says to the homeowner, "It's cold, let me in, please let me in." And eventually the homeowner is merciful and lets her in. But once he lets the witch in, then something in his life dies. The fire in the hearth of his house goes out and is never lit again. And I think the whole poem is some sort of metaphor trying to say that we should not let evil into our hearts, because if we let evil into our hearts, then we will never be the same again. Innocence will die within us. And yes, evil can be very attractive and it can seem like we're doing the right thing, but we need to be careful. So, I have walked a great while over the snow. I am not tall nor strong. So, I've been walking for a long time in the snow. This is the witch speaking. And I'm not a great big strong person. I'm small and weak. And my clothes are wet and my teeth are set, and the way was hard and long. So I'm wet and my teeth are clenched, are set, because I'm withstanding the cold and the rigours of the journey. And my journey has been very hard and very long. I have wandered over the fruitful earth. So the witch has been travelling all over the earth. And I think the witch has been very successful in various different places. But I never came here before. But this is my first time in this place. Oh, lift me over the threshold and let me in at the door. So here the witch is saying to the homeowner, let me in, let me in. And I think this to me echoes of this idea that a a vampire can't come into your house unless you invite them in. And I think maybe the same here is valid for the witch. And I think maybe this is also saying that evil cannot get into your heart unless you invite it in. The cutting wind is a cruel foe. I dare not stand in the blast. So the wind is cutting, it's cutting me, it's like a knife. And the wind is a cruel enemy. And I dare not stand in the blast of the wind, in the full explosion of the wind. So here she's appealing to his humanity, to his generosity. My hands are stone and my voice a groan, and the worst of death is past. So her hands are stone cold, and her voice is just a groan. And the worst of death is past. So she is almost dead. She has been through all the painful bits of death, and the only thing that is left is for her to die, because she has suffered so much. And I think this is very clear, that the actual instant of death is not so much a problem as the pain that goes before it. Notice as well this rhyme scheme that she uses. I dare not stand in the blast. This rhymes with past. And then this internal rhyme, stone and groan. And the same happens in the previous verse. Not tall nor strong, hard and long. My clothes are wet and my teeth are set. And this goes the whole way through the poem. So let me in, I'm suffering so much. Be generous, let me in. I am but a little maiden still, my little white feet are sore. So I'm a maiden, I'm still a virgin, I'm good, I'm a good thing. And my poor little feet are very painful, they're sore. And here white, suggesting goodness. So I think very often evil may well disguise itself as good, or we may justify something that is evil as we're doing something good. And here she's appealing to his humanity, to his generosity. Please lift me over the threshold, bring me over the entrance to the house, and let me in at the door. Her voice was the voice that women have who plead for their heart's desire. So the voice that she was using was this voice of pleading, this voice of begging for the thing that she desired most in the world. And the homeowner, this is now the homeowner speaking, and he's saying that as he's a gentleman, this is something that he could not refuse. And then she came, and the quivering flame sunk and died in the fire. So here, she came, she repeats this to show how important this is. And then the quivering, the trembling flame in the fire sunk, it decreased and died. And clearly something in the life of the homeowner or the fire, something died. Yeah, something that the homeowner valued greatly died. And he's let the witch in, he's let evil in. And I think this dying flame is the death of innocence. He's let evil in, and he will never be the same again. It was never lit again on my hearth since I hurried across the floor to lift her over the threshold and let her in at the door. So whatever died within him never came back. Something was lost forever. Something that kept the homeowner warm, that made him feel good, something that he valued very greatly, never came back. The fire was never lit again on the hearth. The hearth are the two stones where you put the fire in the fireplace. So the hearth is the centre of the home, it's the heart of the home. And the fire died, and it never came back. Since I hurried across the floor, and after I hurried to lift her over the threshold and let her in at the door. So finally he was tricked by the witch and let her in, and something died and never came back. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Witch by Mary Elizabeth Coleridge.